to our daily vlog on Unsung Heroes of the Bible. Glad you could be with us today. My mug for today, whoops, got to turn it around, says Faith Baptist Church on it. That was a church plant that I helped work with in New Orleans for a few years. They're still going today. I believe they've become a replant now, and my friend Greg is pastor there, and I pray for them today. Well, in the grand story of Israel, and that's where we've been in the Old Testament, like we've said over and again, we remember people like Joshua and Moses and great warriors of the faith, but we're looking at unsung heroes in our study. And what about those who led the tribes? You know, we haven't talked about it. We talked about the Levites, the priests, and things of that sort. But the leaders of the tribes were responsible for guiding the people through the wilderness to the promised land. So I want to focus in on the leaders of the tribes of Israel as unsung heroes that helped to shape the nation of Israel. Well, who are these leaders? Each of the 12 tribes had a designated leader, men chosen to represent the people before God and Moses. So in Numbers chapter 1, verses 14 through 16, these men were heads of these ancestral houses, tasked with different things of numbering the people, preparing for battle, whatever the case may be. They were responsible for their tribe's well-being, and they helped distribute the land later on. We find in Numbers 34. They ensured their people remained faithful to God, too, was another task that they were responsible for. Leadership, you see, isn't always about fame. Sometimes it's about faithfully serving God where He has placed you to be. I relate this to the leaders of nations today and the leaders of the United States, Congress, and things of that sort. They have a spiritual responsibility given to them as they represent particular groups of people as well. But these leaders of the tribes in the wilderness, imagine the responsibility that they had there. They were organizing thousands of people during this great exodus. They were responsible for keeping order in the camp. As you know, with any group of people, there's going to be fusses and fights and difficulties, and they had to keep order. When it came time to fight, they were the ones responsible for putting together their part of the army. So they were responsible for representing their tribes before God and Moses. Numbers chapter 2 shows us that each tribe had a place around the tabernacle of worship, and they ensured order in the camp. So when they moved to a new place, they knew exactly where they were to get their people to set up. They weren't in the spotlight like Moses or Aaron, but they kept the nation moving forward, and that's important. Faithful leadership often happens behind the scenes, but is really important. I'm going to go through this list and name these 12 leaders by name. I'm going to go at it slowly so I pronounce them correctly. Numbers chapter 1 is where you find this list. For the tribe of Reuben, it was Elizur, son of Shedur. The tribe of Simeon, it was Shemuel, son of Zurishaddai. For Judah, it was Nahshon, son of Amminadab. For Issachar, it was Nathaniel, son of Zuar. For Zebulun, it was Eliab, son of Helon. For Ephraim, it was Ishmael, son of Amihud. For Manasseh, it was Gamaliel, son of Padahzur. For Benjamin, it was Abidan, son of Gideoni. For Dan, it was Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. For Asher, it was Pagiel, son of Akron. For Gad, it was Elishasaph, son of Deuel. For Naphtali, it was Ahira, son of Enan. Well, I hope I got all those right, but you get the idea. There was a whole list of them. These men may not be well known. Their names may not be well known, but they were chosen of God to be, as it were, national leaders for their people. Now, we mentioned Nahshon. Let's just think about him. He was the leader of Judah, a very important tribe. Matthew 1, 4 through 5, we find Nahshon appears in the genealogy of Jesus. So he led Judah through the wilderness. Jewish tradition says, not the Bible, but Jewish tradition says he stepped into the Red Sea first when it parted, that line of the tribe of Judah, I guess. His faithful leadership helped shape the line of Christ. So as a national leader, he also was very important in the spiritual side of things. Even when we don't see the impact, faithfulness today can shape future generations, just like it did for Judah. They have a legacy when it comes to the promised land. In Numbers 34, some of these leaders later helped divide the promised land among the tribes. They ensured every family received their inheritance. They upheld God's promises to Abraham's descendants. Their work helped establish the future of Israel. Though their names aren't famous, their obedience to God had lasting consequences. So lessons from these tribal leaders, national leaders, to perhaps national leaders in America today. Faithfulness matters, even if nobody sees it. These men served in a role few remember, but God did. Leadership isn't always about power. Remember that, national leaders. It's about responsibility. They carried the burdens of their people. Small acts of faithfulness can lead to something bigger also. Nahshon's faith led to him being part of the lineage of Jesus. Hebrews 6:10 says, God is not unjust. He will not forget your work and the love you have shown him. Whatever role you might have, be faithful in it, especially national leadership roles. It matters to God. The leaders of the tribes weren't in the spotlight, but they played a crucial role in God's plan. Are you in a place of unseen faithfulness? Well, keep going. Are you a national leader or state leader or county leader, whatever it might be? Your work matters. If history doesn't remember your name, remember God does when you're faithful to him. Well, God bless you. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, look up what's going on in my life at timsearcyministries.com. God bless you. Have a good day.